up, y'all? It's your man Patience. And listen, I'm gonna definitely need you guys to hold my mule on this one. Oh man, hide your kids, hide your wife. Well, I guess I should say hide your grandma, hide your grandpa, because they out here duping people out of their savings. Ha. All right, y'all, let's get into it. MegaChurch pastor Kirbyjon Caldwell is denying claims of cheating his investors because of his position in the church. All right, let's get into it. Pastor Kirbyjon Caldwell addresses the 13 counts of conspiracy, wire fraud, and money laundering that have come down on him from the federal investigation that was launched against him as he addresses the news at a conference on last Friday. Prominent pastor of a Houston megachurch vehemently denies the charges that he intended to cheat investors by selling millions of dollars in historic Chinese bonds. Wait a minute, how do you get, never mind. Saying he also invested in these bonds himself to help his ministry. As members of the Black faith community rallied around him, Pastor Caldwell, the 64-year-old senior pastor at Windsor Village United Methodist Church, said he would fight the federal charges that were filed against him and his Shreveport financial planner. These bonds are legitimate, Caldwell said. The process is legitimate. I fully maintain that the accusations are baseless, and I hold evidence in my hand to the authenticity and legitimacy of the bonds. His attorney, Dan Cogdell of Houston, said Caldwell will surrender to authorities in the next 10 days and post bond in Shreveport. Reverend Caldwell has been a spiritual force in this city, in this state, in this country for 30 years, his attorney said. These charges are false. If any person deserves the presumption of innocence, it's that man right there. Now, Caldwell spoke up Friday as a group of Black pastors said they are supporting Caldwell, a community leader who served as the spiritual advisor to President George W. Bush. Caldwell and Gregory Allen Smith have been charged with 13 counts of conspiracy, wire fraud, and money laundering in a scheme that allegedly duped elderly and vulnerable investors out of nearly $3.5 million, according to indictment filed by Security and Exchange Commission. The indictment says Caldwell used his position in the church to help lure investors into buying the historic bonds, which are not recognized by the Chinese government. He and Smith told investors they could see returns as high as 15 times their initial investment, according to the indictment. The charges accuse Caldwell and Smith of cheating 29 investors between April 2013 and August 2014. The bonds are described in the indictment as mere collectible memorabilia with no investment value. Now, Caldwell have been accused of keeping nearly $2 million of the investments. Smith received $1 million, and offshore third parties, at least one in Mexico, received most of the rest, according to the indictment. Smith is the operator and the manager of Smith Financial Group in Shreveport. In 2010, he was permanently barred from having any association with Financial Industry Regulatory Authority members after he was caught misappropriating investor funds, according to this indictment. Wow. All right, now. Caldwell said none of the investors were church members. He said he met Smith through a colleague, but declined to answer questions on whether he might have been misled by his partner. Whew, this is bad, y'all. And I have to say that I got this information from the Houston Chronicle, who covered this story as it broke last Friday. Have you guys heard about this story? What do you guys think about this story? Man, Chinese bonds? Wow. I tell you, man. Let me be the first to say, I hope that these allegations are just that. I hope they're just allegations. I hope this is not true. I hope this man did not use his position and his power to cheat elderly and vulnerable people out of their money. And there are a lot of people who are standing up behind him and saying that he did a lot of things for the community. And he grew his church there in Houston from a 25-member church back in the 80s up to 16,000. So it seems that he has done a lot of good work for the kingdom. And man, maybe he just got caught up and maybe thought that he could make a quick buck. Maybe someone convinced him and he made a mistake. I hope these are not true, but I do know this: the feds are not coming after you for nothing. If they're coming after you, it's usually because they have sufficient evidence to convict you. I hope that's not true, and I hope that if he gets off, he learn his lessons and stop dealing with what seems to be some shady characters. Now, definitely, I want you guys to get in the comment box. Tell me what you think about this story. Have you heard this story? And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Till the next time, it's your man Patience. I'm